Hello, and welcome to Sim Racing Stewards. Let's get into this. I got called an absolutely dirty driver and told to learn to race clean for having zero contact with him. Was he right? Right then, let's jump in and have a look. So it looks like it's Watkins Glen. Going 3 wide. And then he's just crashed into the GT car. You've made it through the corner. Frame rate is quite little, but okay. Going here, there is room. Yeah, nah, you gave him space. It was a tight squeeze, but you gave him space, and I think he's just then net coded on the other car. So let's have another look at this. So he's got a run on you. He's pulled to the inside. Make sure you don't move. Watching it to here. Okay, you are squeezing. Oh, I've gone back 10 seconds. Let's move. Let's try it again. So he's got a run on you. We're going to see how it goes here. You are squeezing him slightly, but there is a car's width just, but only just, and then he then tags the car. So I'm going to put it on the other guy. I feel like that's just unlucky. I feel like, yeah, you gave him the room. It was hard racing, but I'd say that's fair. Your Curious Cat says, I, POV car, was measured by the Aston Martin and Porsche, claiming I forced my way through. What are your thoughts? Alright, let's have a look then. So it looks like we're on a controller here. So we're side by side with the Aston so far. Heavy braking zone. Okay, done him on the brakes. Okay, we did clip across his nose, but a little rough, but not too bad. Okay, so let's see what happens now with the Porsche. Definitely looks like we're on controller here with just the inputs that's going on. So what's going to happen with the Porsche then? Porsche kind of defends nobody, and then you get a better run through. Nah, that was a clean move on the Porsche. So let's go back to the Aston Martin bit then. So we're side by side with them. Just going to see how much room you gave at the apex. You brake deeper on the outside, which is fine, and then I mean, you have kind of turned in like he isn't there, and his nose is there. I mean, is it dirty? No. It's robust. It's I'm trying to think of the word. Aggressive. Probably could have left him some more room, and you would have still, even if you were over here, another car width over, there wouldn't have been the contact, and then you're still going to have the inside, so you would have been through. I can see why the Aston would be slightly annoyed, but yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I think you're okay there. I'd call that a racing incident. So, on to the next one. Who is at fault? Right then, let's have a play. Right, there's no noise in this one, so I'll add something in. So it looks like Nürburgring touring cars, I guess. So side by side at the minute, coming into the fast section, and oh, okay, right, and then they've just all died. I think that if we pull this back a little bit, I think it is. Yeah, so this red one is the one that's come onto you. So like, I'm trying to figure out why. It looks like he gets a little bit loose over a bump under the undulations. You can see the rear end just have a little wiggle there. Then it hits into your door. That forces you onto the curb. And then he's just not giving you more room again, and then it's just a crash. So that's on the car with the red boot there. That's solely his fault. I mean, you get a high speed area going into some quick corners there. Like, just give each other some room. Like, even if it's just another half a car or something, and you would have made it out fine. So I'm going to put that on the red one. Leon the Plum. I'm in the GTE being lapped by an Alpine hypercar. However, contact occurred, resulting in the Alpine spinning out. Right, so it looks like we're in Interlagos. So yeah, coming through the final corner basically, and then he turns over our nose. Yeah, that's not on you, Aston. I'll have to see it from another angle. So here we go. Here's the Alpine. So we've got the run. Obviously, we're in a so much quicker car. The Aston Martin pulls to the inside, and then we've just Yeah, he thought he was going to clear you before he did, so... But the thing is that we're going to pause it here, like... You've got all of this room to the right hand side. You're clearly going to overtake him. You're such a faster car. If you give him another half a car width, are you really losing that much time? Like, he's gone, I'm going to easily clear the Aston and try and cut across him, and then the tiniest of contacts, and then he's gone round. So that's solely on the Alpine's fault as well. It's like, yeah, solely on the Alpine's fault there. I've just seen if he was going to crash it again, but like, as the faster car, you've got to make sure you overtake cleanly. You know, against the slower ones, he was on his line. That's on you. That's on you, Alpine. Wow. Would this count as blocking, even though there's little movement? I'm the BMW. Right, let's have a look. No sound again. So we're the BMW, so I'm guessing the Acura's going in front is going to block, and yeah, that is so much weaving right there. It doesn't... We just see that any drama happens in the corner there, so let's watch it again. So it's like, we got the run, and we're coming, and we've pulled to the right. The car in front's covered. We've then pulled to the left, and the car in front's covered. We then pull back to the right, and the car in front's covered, and then we pull back to the racing line again. That is weaving. That is weaving. You're allowed one move. It doesn't matter basically how far it is. You can go in one direction. So you can go, if I pull back to the start, I'll explain it when we see it. So basically, you can move and not really in reaction. So this is kind of already a moving reaction. It's kind of a bit naughty. But as we've now started to block it, we can only go, we can keep going right, but we can't then go left and go right. So we can go right to block it, and then once we've done our block, we are allowed to rejoin the racing line again. So in theory, that's fine, and then I know that's a weave, but we've moved back onto the racing line, so now we can't move again. We've gone our block, we've re-gone to the racing line, and we can't move back inside again. So that is just solely on that car in front. That's just driving like a numpty right there. That's on him. That is solely on him. Wow. Anyway, thank you for watching Sim Racing Stewards. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Did I get them right? Did I get them wrong? And yeah, stay safe out there. There are definitely some weapons about.